Welcome back to our episode. Ryan here with Chaos MMA. And today we have on Bubba Jenkins, who fights for the $1 million prize next Friday. Bubba, man, how are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Just left my recovery. Got a little nap in on the hyperbaric chamber. I'm feeling pretty good. Um, my hair is a little wild, so y'all gonna have to excuse my blue beanie. But man, I am really excited about the performance that we are about to show the world. In Madison Square Garden, one of the biggest stages, biggest arenas, famous arenas. It's gonna be the Badman Ting show. I'm excited about it.
I mean, man, it's 2 weeks. It's 1 week out, basically. It's coming. It's here. It's exciting. Madison Square Garden. We're going to be covering the event, so we'll see you there. But 2 weeks out, like, how locked in are you right now? Like, locked in more than, like, you previous been, you think?
And well, it's eight days out. There's a lot less
Yeah,
than
my
two
bad. My
weeks,
bad.
but
Yeah.
we 8 days out. I haven't been everything that I put my mind to in my career that I've really locked in on and focused on. I've pretty much just smashed and achieved, and this is no different. There's times where I've lost focus. There's times where I haven't been on my P's and Q's due to whatever reasons, right? But this one, it's $1 million on the line. My family, friends, everybody's going to be there. Like I said, it's at the Mecca, my first pay-per-view. So, I'm completely locked in, turned over every stone, and, doing everything we possibly can to make sure that, November 25th is a celebration of our hard work and dedication.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you because I know every training camp you're going to have motivation because there is another guy on the other side trying to beat you and take what's yours. But for this camp, was it kind of like a little more added motivation because you do got the $1 million on the line? And, this guy was talking, talking a little trash. So was there a little motivation for this one?
Well, I'm always motivated to win. I'm a
Yeah.
winner, and that's what I do in life. So anytime you get an opportunity to compete and try to win, that's what I'm going to do. But the fact that they're putting $1 million on the line is absolutely right up my alley. That's up anybody's alley. I know you'd slap a couple people for $1 million yourself. So that just happens to be a little cherry on top. My opponent, it didn't really matter. It's always been Batman versus Batman. We're going to keep pushing that and keep saying that. It could have been Chris Wade. It could have been Palmer. It could have been whoever. It just happens to be Brandon Loughnane. But as I know and as he should know, it's bigger than him. It's bigger than me. He just happens to be the guy that's going to get his name written down for second place in this year's tournament. But everything else is one-way traffic.
Yeah, and well, speaking of Brendan and everything, what do you personally think about him as a fighter? Like you were cage side for his last fight, so what did you think about him as a fighter?
I think he's a great fighter. I think he's one of UK's best fighters. I can't go historical because I don't know UK fighters like that historically. There are probably some really good fighters that never got mentions. So I can't really say that I know their history, but I do know he's a tough, formidable fighter. He's got a lot. His winning percentage is through the roof. He finishes every fight when it comes to a 15-minute or 25-minute. He's always been there. He's always had great conditioning, so he's going to be durable. But I don't think that he has what it takes to stop me from all the dreams and things that I've been looking forward to in life. So he's formidable, but he's no bad man.
Yeah, well, I mean, the co-main event of this night, great fight. You can't get much better than that. It's a great fight coming up. And I did a little research on this fight. I had to look at things that were said, fight stuff, and I saw he said in an interview he believes you have some quit in yourself. Like, well, what is your response to that when someone says it about you?
Um, well, I've responded multiple times with my own, with my own display of non-quit. I can dissect the Chris Wade fight. I had so much going on, so many things that were not going right for me. We're not going to make excuses, but the truth is the truth. And if I was going to quit at any point during any fight, it would have been that one.
Yeah.
If you go back and check the tape, I talked to multiple, just people who are in my corner, of course. But they said, yeah, we were disappointed. Yeah, we were saddened. Yeah, we could tell you weren't in shape, but we saw the fact that you didn't want to quit. You weren't going to give up on just the moment that it was. And if you go back and you look at it, if he hopes that I'm going to quit because of what he saw on Chris Wade tape or any other tape, then he's going to be in for a long 25 minutes. I hope he is prepared for the 25 minutes that Badman is, and not the 15 minutes that he hoped I'd be for Chris Wade, because that ain't going to get you $1 million this time around.
Yeah, and when you look at like your past fights and you see how like you're always going those extra rounds, you're going those extra minutes, why do you think he makes a statement like that? Like you have some quit in you. Why do you feel he made that statement?
Because he checked the tape and it was recent, probably at that interview time, it was probably very recent to when he saw the tape of the Chris Wade fight, and he's probably going to bank on the fact that I didn't look as great in my performance, or I didn't fight as well when it came to fighting back. And there were times in there where Chris Wade got to celebrate and showboat a little bit, and I didn't fight back during those times. So he could have, mistaken that, or can mistake that as a place in me that is quitting.
Yeah, well, the best thing about this sport is we find out in 1 week with this fight. It's going to be a great fight. Can't wait. And I got to ask you, fill in the blank, Bubba. Bubba Jenkins wins by blank November 25th to win the $1 million. How do you see yourself getting the job done on this night?
Wins by fourth round referee stoppage. The referee pulls me off of his unconscious body in the middle of the fourth round.
You think it's going to be like a finish where he's not even like in there anymore?
Yeah, no, there's going to be some punches where the referee just looks in and he's close, and then two or three of those last little punches are going to put him unconscious, and then I'm going to have the ability to hit him a couple more times, but because I know his body is limp, I'm going to be walking away as the referee jumps in. I've seen this multiple times, and as you hear me say it, you should write it down because that's exactly what's about to happen.
Wow, what a prediction. I mean, you just made me more excited for this. And for you, I got to ask you, how do you feel a 5 round fight favors you? You feel like you have a little bit more of an advantage in a 5 round fight against Brendan?
I do because I feel like I have more ways to knock his ass out. I have more ways to win. He's got to outpoint me and outcondition me because he's not a knockout puncher, right? He did knock out Shaman, who's I believe has been punch drunk for years, but when it comes to his percentage of fights per knockout, he mostly just outpoints people and out decisions people, right? So when it comes to the 5 minutes, I have more ways to finish him. He's got to hope that I don't take him down 1,000 times. He's got to hope that I don't ground and pound him 1,000 times. He's got to hope that I don't lay his ass down. Yeah, he's got to hope that I don't throw him around like I did Kudo. He's got to hope that I don't suplex, body slam him like I did Ekison, and Ronaldo. He's got to hope that I'm not the bad man that he has seen in highlights, and that I am who he thinks I am when it comes to Chris Wade and the quitter,
Yeah.
because that's what he's praying for.
Yeah, and do you feel like in the back of his mind all fight, he's going to be like, oh, when's he shooting? When's he shooting? Because he knows he has to worry about the takedown and he has to worry about your striking too. So you do feel like he's going to be like, oh, what's coming next? Like, do you feel like some points you may be predicting of what's coming next?
Absolutely, he has to. I could care less what's coming next because we all know it's nothing but striking.
Yeah.
He's gonna. What is he gonna surprise me with a takedown? And even if he does shoot on a takedown, is it gonna surprise me with my natural abilities to defend it? Absolutely not. So when it comes to the guessing game, I know exactly what he's gonna do. He's just gonna hope that he picks the right time for me to do what I does.
Yeah, well, almost there. Last two things here though, Bubba. Thanks again for your time. What would it mean for yourself though to get this win and then get the $1 million? Like, how much would that mean for yourself?
It would mean everything. A lot of people have seen me win championships in other places during different times. But because we're at the Mecca, because it's pay-per-view, because it's around a holiday where most people and family or friends are getting together, it means the world to me to have this moment in front of so many people on the East Coast. It means the world to me to finally put a stamp on, this long, wonderful, amazing career that we've had that's obviously still going, with the newfound striking and the newfound abilities and Coach Dewey that he's implemented in me. And, it's a validation of who I've always been. It's a culmination of a career. And it's the moment that, my friends and family will hit the buffer and say it's the moment that we've all been waiting for. It's been written. And like I said, it can't be that moment that's bigger than me and him. It's just, I know what season I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's going to be a special moment. And if you don't mind me asking, what do you think your first purchase is going to be with the $1 million?
I'm going to purchase a board of directors team. I'm going to purchase a good group of wise men and wise women that are going to help me put these finances in the right place, tax-free write-offs, things like that. I'm going to purchase a team. I'm going to purchase a sounding board. I'm going to purchase people who advise me the right way. I'm gonna lock in the people who have been there for me to help me get to this moment. I'm gonna financially set them apart. There are things that I've been praying for and wanting for a long time, and the $1 million is only going to help quicken those prayers.
Yeah, I mean, great way to spend the $1 million. Almost here, November 25th, $1 million. Bubba Jenkins, he's coming. For you, man, thanks again for your time. Appreciate it. If you want to thank any sponsors, anything, man, the floor is yours.
No problem, man. I appreciate my sponsors and Mile High, Yakim. Those guys always been looking out and doing some amazing things. Shout out to my new sponsor, Uncollected Hoodies. They're gonna be featured this upcoming fight. A lot of hoodies that you guys are gonna see me in are gonna be the uncollected version and then launch for them. So I'm pretty happy and excited about them and the team that I'm building. And man, I'm excited for this November 25th. Make sure y'all buy the pay-per-view and show up in New York. We going up. Everything bad man things. Them soon know.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I'll see you Wednesday, though. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Peace.
Have a good one, man. Peace out.